Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. I really do feel that people need to sit there and let Deacon grieve in the way that he wants to grieve, instead of telling him how he's supposed to feel. You have Stephie, you have Finn, hell, you even have Lauren Fillmore that's just randomly back in LA because reasons. But I'm just kind of joking. It actually does make sense that she's back because of the whole Sheila mess. But when Lauren is not there talking to um, Eric, just updating each other on how things are going as far as his health and everything, they talk about Deacon. And, Lauren's just like, I was surprised that he was with a monster and stuff like that, because Eric talks about, hey, listen, I get it, I fell for her charms or whatever, but Lauren's like, well, it's different. You didn't know this chick. She was just a pretty nurse. Deacon, on the other hand, knew that she was a sociopath. And Stephie, which has just been doing way too much from jump with Deacon, telling him how to grieve, and that they're saying he needs to stop with these crackpot theories, this, that, and the third. My whole thing is like, the way that they're writing Stephie is not just over the top, annoying, and doing too much, but also pretty stupid, right? Because this is not the first time that Sheila has been reportedly dead and then just came out of nowhere. So the fact that she's not even sitting there thinking, what if she's alive? Because if she's alive, then she's still a threat, right? She's still a threat to her, her family, her loved ones, her safety. But the fact that she's just like, no, I killed her. I killed her. I'm the one that plunged a knife into her heart, which I'm like, you do realize that that is still his mother, right? When you're talking about this stuff, right? So casually, by the way. But I'm like, you're not even thinking about the possibility that he could be alive. I mean, that she could be alive. But yet she's too busy since they're trying to control how people is supposed to grieve and what they're supposed to sit there and say. It's like, are you really that triggered, that bothered, that pissed off by the fact that he's not just saying that she might be alive? So what? You are a businesswoman that is running a damn company. You have children. You have a great husband. Why is it bothering you that much that he's sitting there talking about Sheila being alive? You felt the need to sit there and probably take off a little bit of time off work to go down there and confront him, to tell him what he is and he's not supposed to sit there and say. I'm like, really? You're that full of yourself where you feel like you have that much power to sit there and confront this grown ass man and tell him what he's supposed to and not supposed to be doing. Okay. Um Now Deacon is looking up this sugar woman or whatever, and Lauren comes in and Lauren's like, oh, well, you need to sit there and delete those photos and this, that, and the third. And like, everyone sit there and feel why does everyone feel like they're so empowered and so bold and sit there and come to this man's restaurant and start telling him what to do and what not to do? I'm like, y'all people are a trip. First Lauren, Stephie, Reg, Finn. I'm like, yo, this is insane. This is absolutely insane. But yeah, she goes there and she's like, oh, you need to be thankful, you need to be grateful, about Sheila being alive, about Sheila being dead, and this, that, and the third. I'm like, oh, you have no tact whatsoever, do you? I get it. You had your issues with Sheila, but and maybe you had your issues with Deacon. I have no idea. But this man is grieving right now. You really think this is the best use of your time? Don't you have a company to run or some other stuff to do rather than sit there and be in this man's restaurant and start telling him what to and what not to do? But as she finishes having her little, I'm not going to sit there and say it, her little moment, she's walking off. And Deacon's like, you ever heard of sugar? She turns around, she has an expression on her face like she knows who Sugar is or she's heard of Sugar before. Now Finn might have heard because he didn't really know his birth mom until like 2019 or something like that. But Lauren has been going at it with Sheila for decades. So if anybody's going to sit there and know who Sugar is, it's going to be her, I imagine. Um, And maybe Ridge. Ridge will probably know. Eric would know. Um, Stephie, you can't even sit there and talk to her, because she always has to feel like she is in power and in control of every situation. Because as I've said before, she is the queen of LA. What she says go, apparently. Um, Now, once again, Zende is continuing trying to play the good guy and be like, no, you need to sit there and love Luna. It's not her fault. This, that, and the third. Blame me. It's my fault. Poppy is like, yeah, blame me, my mitts and everything like that. But he also wasn't there going off that defense of, well, she was in my bed. I didn't really know. It's kind of heated moment. I'm like, I was just like, yo, listen, at the end of the day, you know that she was my girlfriend. Even if you didn't know that she was high, you knew she was my girlfriend. So you still sat there and you betrayed me, right? And after him did talking, he's like, I'm done. And Luna was also like, listen, stop trying to pressure him. Whatever he decides, he decides. So he tells him to get out. Which honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm like, Poppy, you've been way too comfortable just walking up in these offices like you're an employee there. Like you're a high ranking employee there. By the way, I want to remind you that your daughter is an intern. Okay? She's an intern. Just want to point that out there. But they leave, and RJ's like, um, he knows it's not her fault. He wish she would have told him sooner. He still can't get the image of those two being together. And he was like, I need time. And she's like, it makes sense because I've been dealing with this for a while. You just found out now, so you take the time that you need to take. Um, it was something he sat there and said, he was like, I wish this didn't happen. I'm like, well, it did. So you need to sit there and man up and deal with it the best way you know how to deal with it. And right now, it's time and space. So that's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be. Now, the fallout of Zende, that's going to be emotionally charged, right? For a couple of different reasons. And yeah, that's going to be one of them. Let's just be real. Um, and how that whole thing is going to unfold, you know? Because he always felt like he was kind of the outsider in this family in a lot of ways. And RJ and this whole fight, this whole thing with Luna just gets out. What's going to wind up happening with Zende, you know? Hope this at the end say Zende is the closest, as far as what her envision is for her line. So now is Zende going to sit there and get passed up again? Because he already got passed up with Eric. He gets passed up again for something that happened that was not within the company. It's going to be a problem. Of course, to be fair, this isn't like the Lily situation when everything happened. It happened outside the office. He's been sitting there flirting with this girl for a hot minute at work. Okay, he's been in a lot of ways. You can look at it as pressuring her to be with him on the clock. So, just saying, if they decide to take some sort of disciplinary action, as far as being like, hey, listen, we don't trust your judgment, whatever, and you shouldn't be on the line. It's not just saying they don't have a little bit of cause, but I do think that he is the best person for the job, and maybe they should sit there and leave that stuff that happened with sleeping with Luna, because that's going to be a deciding factor. It's not going to be based off. Here's the thing: it's not going to be based off of what he was sitting there pressuring her at work, as far as just asking her out. It's going to be on him sleeping with the Golden Child's girlfriend. And that's what they're going to sit there and base passing him off as, which is wrong. If we're going to be honest, it's wrong. He does have more experience. I can see him being upset about that, and in some ways, in a lot of ways, I can actually agree with that. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Anyway, that's pretty much all it is. I can't really think of anything else. If I missed anything, write it in the comment section. Let me know what I missed, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.